Imagine for a moment you're sitting in a room with people that seem to know who you are, but you don't remember who they are. There are pictures of you on the wall. You look happy, but you don't remember the stories behind those pictures. Who are these people? Where am I? This seems familiar, but I can't remember any of this. This is the reality of thousands of people that sit in silence and watch their lives go by. Every 3 seconds, someone in the world is diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's. Hi, my name is Rachel. In 2005, I started my journey in healthcare. I've worked primarily in long-term care settings, working with the elderly. Most of my residents that I've cared for have had some kind of dementia diagnosis, which does include Alzheimer's disease. I have attended multiple conferences related to best care practices for those residents. I have the esteemed privilege of being the Director of Nursing Services for 2 assisted living units that had dementia units attached to them. Doing so, I've had to train new hire staff in caring for residents with dementia. And I can tell you, more financial resources need to be available to help find a solution to end dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Dementia and Alzheimer's not only affects the individual that is diagnosed with the disease, but it affects their loved ones and those who are caring for them as well. Today I'm going to share with you what dementia and Alzheimer's looks like. Next, I'll talk about the biggest fundraiser for Alzheimer's research. And finally, I'll explain to you how you can become involved as well. Every day, there are thousands of Americans that start developing signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. Dementia is the earliest sign that a person may develop Alzheimer's later in life. There are many forms of dementia, some which can be reversed, but others cannot. Unfortunately, there is no way to determine if dementia will turn into Alzheimer's or if it's simply dementia. Alzheimer's cannot be accurately diagnosed until a person passes away. Even more disturbing is the fact there's currently not enough evidence to understand how to limit the likelihood that one may develop Alzheimer's or dementia. And there's little medication that helps slow the symptom progression of both diseases. The very sad reality is that if research continues to be underfunded, research will stop, and that simply cannot happen. With nearly 500,000 new cases of Alzheimer's in the United States alone, and hundreds of thousands of newly onset dementia cases annually, it's only a matter of time before each and every one of us is personally affected by this disease. It's hard to understand what's at stake when you may not know exactly what the life of a person living with advanced stage dementia looks like. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you have forgotten quite literally everything. You can no longer do simple tasks for yourself, bathe yourself, feed yourself. You can't even go to the bathroom for yourself. When people are talking around you, it doesn't make sense to you. When you speak, people don't understand you. And for some reason, people continue to ask you if you remember. You don't remember, because I can guarantee you, if you remembered, you'd do it for yourself. You're essentially lost in your own head with no way to get out. This is the reality for those living with dementia. Now imagine that's your grandma, your grandpa, your mom or dad. It could be your spouse, your sister, your brother. It could be anybody close to you. If we do not find a cure, or at the very least, find out how to better predict and manage the symptoms of both diseases, we as a community are facing some very challenging times. Luckily, we have this great organization that is leading the way in advocating for funding for further research, and they're leading the fight against Alzheimer's and dementia. The Alzheimer's Association was formed in 1980. This association provides funding to further advance the understanding and potentially find a cure for Alzheimer's and other dementia illnesses. In recent years, the association has assisted in funding multiple research projects to help understand the disease progression of Alzheimer's and help prevent it. They've also funded research for better diagnosis methods of Alzheimer's and dementia. And they also provide training for those who care for loved ones living with these awful diseases. The Alzheimer's Association could not make any of this possible without the donations of the communities they serve. And the biggest way that they collect money is through donations through their annual Alzheimer's Walk. Each year, thousands of communities around the world host a walk to honor those currently living with Alzheimer's, loved ones who they've lost to Alzheimer's and dementia, and those who are continuing to fight that battle. Participants raise money through sponsorships and donations. The money raised not only funds research projects around the world, it also helps provide education for families, for those who are battling Alzheimer's and dementia, and it provides training to assist with caring for those patients as well. All vital in keeping our community healthy and happy. Could you imagine a world where you no longer had to wonder if grandma's going to remember you today? When am I going to the nursing home and my dad won't remember me? And at the very least, imagine a world where you don't have to wonder if the staff who is providing care to your great aunt was trained in proper dementia care. A world without dementia and Alzheimer's disease is possible. It requires more funding and more attention to the problem. We cannot simply sit by and think, it won't happen to me. The sad reality is, it will happen to you. It's only a matter of time unless we continue unless we commit to funding research, education, and support. Those are the keys to a world without Alzheimer's and dementia. I've explained what the life of a person with dementia, Alzheimer's disease looks like. I've talked about the Alzheimer's Association and their goals to find a cure to end Alzheimer's and dementia. And I told you about an opportunity where you can become involved. I urge each and every one of you to join me next year at the Walk to End Alzheimer, either by joining a group or starting your very own group. Together, we can make a difference by providing more financial resources that are needed to help find a solution for dementia and Alzheimer's disease. I want to take a moment and just read part of a poem that I use in my education. It's called, "Who Do You See When You Look at Me?" I am not the person I used to be. At times, I will not know your name, but I'm really not to blame. Dementia has changed a part of me, a part that you can't even see. It's had an effect upon my brain, but deep, deep down, I'm still the same. I can still feel, laugh, and cry. So when you see me, please don't pass by without a smile or a wave or a word. Please just stop and chat a while. The word dementia is only a name for a condition that I have got, but I can still do such a lot. Thank you.